Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5 minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video, let's take a look at Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, as part of this Marvel Legends kind of retro-esque Spider-Man windowed wave. So it's on the retro cards, but it's a slightly different design to the packaging. But yes, cool. Let's get her out of the box anyway. Here she is, Jessica Drew. This is her newer costume. So the costume that we saw first debuted in, I believe it was 2020, beginning of 2020, when she had her own new comic book run. They gave her a new suit. The suit's really nice, I must admit. It's a bit of a difference to some of the previous suits she's had, but it's really nice. She comes with two double jointed elbows, which is always a massive plus. She comes with two alternate hands. Now, the hair does limit the movement on the figure, but the web lines are painted really well, as is the spider emblem on the front and the little kind of triangle she's got on the back as well. Now, I think my only kind of real criticism to this figure is that she's got these wonderful pinless arms, which really do justice to the web lines. That would really break it up. But her legs are pinned, so they are legs that we've seen multiple times before. But the nice thing is she has got quite a realistic kind of frame to her, so she's quite well balanced, and you can get her into some cool little kind of Spider-Woman-esque poses. I really like this suit. I think this is one of my more favoured suits of hers. I mean, she's got some really iconic looks over the years, but this is definitely a good modern suit. They've not changed a huge amount. She's very in keeping with the spider persona theme. There's a lot of little detail on the bottom of the feet as well. It's got all the little web lines drawn on it, and I've been quite fortunate. I cannot spot any real QC issues. There's no kind of bleeding, or there's no rubbing or anything like that. The head's a little bit meh. It looks like an old style head. It doesn't, I think they could have probably done a little bit more with it, but there is a little bit of sculpting. The triangle on her head isn't just painted on, it is actually sculpted, which is nice. So no, maybe it's not an old head. Maybe it is a new head, unless they just got an old head and sculpted that triangle on. I don't know. The only bit that throws me a little bit is that her ears are black as well. So where the hair goes back, you can see her ear, and it's all painted black, but that is part of the mask. But it just looks really odd because there's all the details of the ear, so it means that the mask is kind of skin tight onto her ear, which is odd, but it's a very, very small thing to complain about. I really like the proportions of this figure. She looks quite neutral. She looks quite realistic in the respect of the proportions of her. I really like these little painted details on the back of the legs as well, on the calf muscles. The line work on that is really nice. Yeah, there's really not many QC issues to write home about. Now, I don't think everyone's going to run out to pick this one up. I think this is probably one we're going to see on the shelves for a while, because unless you're a real kind of die-hard Spider-Woman fan, I'm not quite sure why you would go out and get this one, because it's not her most iconic or most recognisable suit. And as I said, it's only been around since, I think it was beginning of 2020, but it was definitely 2020, I'm sure of it. But it's only been around for a few years, realistically. So I'm not really sure who this one's aimed at, aside from the kind of die-hard collectors and all that. But yeah, she's alright. She's not my favourite in the wave, but she's not my least favourite. It's actually a pretty strong wave, to be fair. There's 4, 5, if you count Tarantula, 5 spider personas included in it, a Daredevil and a villain. So yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to rank this wave. I think that they're all pretty solid in their own right, but quite a few of them are quite niche, that you're only going to go out and get them if you're really familiar with a character or a big fan of that particular story arc or particular character's look. But yeah, they're doing a lot of more modern costumes, especially in this wave. There's 4 or 5, I think it was, newish costumes. When I say newish, it was within the last few years, and Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman is one of them. Now, obviously, she was featured in the recent Across the Spider-Verse film. A very different version of her was depicted in the movie, but it did bring a little bit more popularity to the character. So who knows, this one might be a bit more popular than it would have before that film. I don't know. Thanks very much for watching. Please, of course, do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. Check out my channel for other 5-minute figure reviews of this wave and other figures. Until next time, I'll see you soon.